In Sandman, Morpheus, who is Dream himself, is portrayed as a religious figure. So there must be a link between dream and religion. In this part, we are going to look into the relationship between them. Let's start by looking at their similarities. Both dreams and religions are created by humans. Religions can be seen as expressing a fundamental human need to answer questions about the ultimate nature of our lives. We humans need to find or create meanings, images, and values that can provide us with existential orientation. Religions is essentially concerned with seeking vital and trustworthy meanings that express our responses to these ultimate questions and concerns. In psychological terms, therefore, religious experiences are expressions of subconscious feeling, thoughts, energy, and desire. The process of religious creation usually involves human creating story, which may not be scientific or logical. The creation of myths is an example of humans' attempt to make sense of the world. This is very similar to the creation of dream, which also involves human creativity and put aside logic and science. Dreaming involves free and unpressured experiment with possibilities and potential and promote our flexibility, creativity, and adaptability. In The Dreaming Brain, James Allen Hobson proposed the activation synthesis hypothesis. It is a new biological theory of dream suggested by Harvard University psychiatrists James Allen Hobson and Robert McCauley. It is first published on the American Journal of Psychiatry in 1977. They suggest that during sleep, the cortex is highly active and the activity in the brain triggers certain neurons at random. The brain then tries to make sense of this by synthesizing the random impulses into what we experience as dreams. For example, a cell triggering the area of the brain that controls balance may lead to a dream of falling. This hypothesis illuminates an essentially human capacity to imagine and create. He says, activation synthesis thus includes a creativity among its assumptions. This theory sees the brain as so inexorably bent upon the quest for meaning that it attributes and even creates meaning when there is little or none to be found in the data that it is asked to process. Later, he comments that the brain labors in sleeping as in waking to create a meaningful integration of its experience, even if it must resort to creative storytelling. Hobson's theory states that dreaming is activated by random neuronal activity. Once this neuronal activity begins, higher mental functions seek to form some sort of narrative coherence out of the random signals being generated. What Hobson describes as the synthetic process of dream formation bears striking similarities to the process of creating religious meaning. This attempt in the dream state to form narrative coherence seems to correspond very closely to the fundamentally religious need to ultimate meaning and values for existential coherence. Dreams have played a role in world religions. Virtually every religion's tradition throughout the history has looked to dreams for revelation from God, for spiritual guidance, and for creative inspiration. Rob Levin, in a review of psychoanalytic research on dreams, concludes by emphasizing the powerful creativity of dreaming. He said, the ability to process information simultaneously in a form psychologically, neurochemically, and anatomically different from conventional waking life may often lead to highly creative and novel solutions to all conflicts. Although the creation of religion reveals human subconscious desire, it is a conscious process, while dream is always created unintentionally. By connecting dream to religion, New Gaiman connects the idea of human unconsciousness to consciousness. According to C.G. Jung, modern people rely too heavily on science and logic and would benefit from integrating spirituality and appreciation of unconscious realms. He considered the process of individualization, which is the process of bringing the personal and collective unconscious into conscious, necessary for a person to become whole, because it has a holistic effect on the person, both mentally and physically. Besides achieving physical and mental health, people who have advanced towards individualization tend to become more harmonious, mature, responsible, and have a good understanding about the workings of human nature. As an artist, Neil Gaiman translates his creativity into perceptible stories. While reading the creative content of Sandman, readers also create their own interpretation of the story. So it's all about creativity, whether we are inside or outside of the stories.